Come on in, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I apologize for my tardiness. As you know, it takes a lot to produce a live show, and this is live. Normally, we do a pre-recorded, but a live chat for our Real Housewives of Miami. But luckily, I have some time this morning to do this live with you guys. We will be also having a Real Housewives of Miami after show for members only. That means Team Kempire. That means Royal Court members, and of course, senior royals. Become a member today. Head on over to teamkempire.com/join so you can be a part of that conversation. We will have call-ins, all of that. This recap, I'm just going to go over the episode. Line in the sand. Line in the sand. We're going to get into that in just a second. Let me just save this. Shout out to all of you that are becoming members. We appreciate you guys. All right. We also have to talk about the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip for season 3. That trailer dropped earlier today, like less than an hour ago. Part of the reason why I'm late, because I want to talk about it. All right? Yeah. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see you guys. Let me know where you're watching from. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but your channel as well. And other channels will start to show up on your algorithm. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok, Twitch, Twitter. We appreciate you guys. Share the live. Like the video, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our content. Last night we were live watching the Real Housewives of Miami's last 2 episodes together. So you just don't know what you're missing out on. Just impromptu live shows. So be sure to check that out, and we will get into this recap after this countdown. All right? All right.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Shout out to our TikTok fam. I was eating some oatmeal during the countdown, and someone said no eating during the lives. Excuse you. If you want this live to even happen, I need to make sure I have some sustenance in my body. Okay? All right? Anyways, guys, welcome. This is a live recap. Yes, live. I see you. I see you, Mario. I see you, Sarah. I see you, Gigi. Shout out to all of you guys. Thank you, Rochelle, for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel as well. Let me bring this up a little bit. She says, you and your platform have impacted my life in such a positive way. Just wanted to say thank you so much for all that you do. Rochelle, thank you so much. I love these comments. It makes all the hard work worth it. It makes all the hard work worth it. Yesterday, I had a really busy day. Along with creating content for you guys, I did 2 podcast interviews that will be coming out very soon. I don't like to say until it actually happens. So once it happens, if you're following me on my social media, which you should be, because a lot of you are like, where is the Ultimate Girls Trip trailer? I posted it on my Twitter. All right? So be sure to follow me there at TheKempire on TikTok, at TheKempire on Twitter, at TheKempire on all the platforms. Shout out to everyone watching from around the United States. Shout out to my friends in California. You guys are getting a blizzard? Well, it's windy here in New York. New York has been having a balmy winter. It's not necessarily good for our environment, but I'm here for it. Sorry. I'm here for it. Hey, the Heathers. Hey, Mocha. Hey, KTXOXO. What's going on? Hey, Jenna. I love it. Jenna says, I didn't watch the show, but I'm here for y'all. And we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Not often do I get an opportunity to do a Real Housewives of Miami live, but I've been loving the season. I have been recapping it. If you missed any of our previous recaps, we're already on episode 15. Go check out some of the past recaps that we've done, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But before we get to the Real Housewives of Miami, let me tell you something. Damn you, Chris Bassett. Because if I look a little tired today, it's because he decided to get on Spaces last night, and all of you were letting me know, so I got in there. I didn't say anything because, sometimes I just like to sit back and hear stuff so I can report back to you guys. So I do want to talk a little bit about that, and then we can get into this episode of The Real Housewives of Miami. See, this is why you don't just look at the thumbnail. You never know what we're going to talk about and what we're going to cover. So for the select few of you that are here, how many people are here? Good. Only 300 and something of us. So they'll miss out on our Ultimate Girls Trip talk. They'll miss out on this Spaces tea. So I saw some of you guys that call into our platform up on that platform yesterday. I was up until like 2:30 a.m. Eastern, listening to Candiace and Chris talk about the season, answering your questions. I thought it was quite informative. At one point, Candiace revealed that there was a conversation. I don't know when this conversation happened. Spaces is something that's on Twitter. It's sort of like Clubhouse, but it's Twitter's version. So Candiace revealed that there was a dinner. There was a dinner. I believe Chris was there. She doesn't remember. Robin was there. And Giselle. And apparently, she said blank. She didn't say which housewife it was. She just said, oh, it's her turn this season. What you mean it's her turn? Well, basically what we've been suspecting of Giselle No Life Bryant. Is what we were expecting. That she plots and plans on the season and pre-produces these moments. So she says that, according to Candiace, that she would not mention the housewife's name. It could have been Karen. It could have been Wendy. I'm not sure when this... It really would depend when this conversation happened at her house. So I'm thinking it's Wendy. Or maybe it was Monique. Who knows? Mean girl behavior. According to Candiace, though, she did tell this blank person. They also address all of what's happened during the season and how production really did have Chris's back. And Chris did confirm that he is not going to take illegal action, despite how many of you have said, oh, take legal action, you should take illegal action. He says he's not a litigious person, which we can appreciate. We can appreciate that. It was a very interesting live, and it was very long. And mind you, I came in at the tail end of this Spaces that he was doing. He plans on doing more of them. I can't promise that I'll be there, but I'm just saying. James D says, not T'Challa. Poor T'Challa. Woo, 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 T'Challa. May he rest in peace. That's a legend. That's a legend. He's had more moments on television than some of these housewives. So they had that Spaces last night. There were a lot of things that came out, but again, it was late, y'all. It was late, and I came in at the tail end of the Spaces. I know some of you wanted me to chime in. No, I was there listening so I could hear all the things and the responses. But it appears that things are still not quite good between Candiace and Giselle. And a lot of that is playing out. Because you have to remind yourself of the timeline of everything. Because this morning, Peacock, I don't know who produced this one. I don't know if it's Shed as well. Peacock released the trailer for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 3. Finally. And we're getting it on March 23rd. March 23rd, we're getting it. And I'm guessing that is going to coincide with the end of the Real Housewives of Miami. Perfect timing. So as you can see from the cast, let's look at this cast again. So you guys have been waiting on Ultimate Girls Trip 3 for forever. Remember, they played the trailer at BravoCon, and that was in October. I think this is a great shot that they did. Based off the preview looks really good. But there are some friendships that are being challenged during this season of Ultimate Girls Trip. We already know Heather and Whitney are falling out, and they're discussing that. And Giselle is being a producer. She's definitely being a producer on this season, which is annoying. And I keep telling you guys, there's a part in this trailer where they talk about Giselle allegedly setting up Lea and Candiace for larceny. What in the... I told you she's dangerous, because it goes from, you know, pre-producing and have fun moments and shade and things like that until we get to some serious allegations. You saw on the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, she was accusing Mia of embezzlement. And it's your best friend with the embezzled hats. You know what we love to do. Yes. So on Ultimate Girls Trip in the trailer, apparently it looks as if that Giselle is accusing, I don't know if she's accusing both Lea and Candiace of larceny. And that was in the trailer. You guys didn't see it? It's on my Twitter. Really? And I keep telling you guys, she might be worse than Lisa Vanderpump. Not Lisa Lisa Vanderpump. Lisa Rinna. Sorry. She might be worse. What do you guys think? She might be worse. Here's the thing. We have Giselle this season accusing Chris Bassett of dangerous allegations. We have her during this reunion accuse Mia and her husband of embezzlement. And now we get this trailer and we have Giselle accusing, allegedly, based on what we're seeing, Lea and Candiace of larceny? I keep telling you. I wonder when they start filming Potomac. Oh, sidebar. Back into what Candiace said during the spaces last night. And she was talking about Robin. She's like, Robin's not dumb. Robin's very calculated. Robin's very smart. Robin knows exactly what she's doing. And now she's really questioning every conversation that they've ever had. Very calculated. And she also says that she's, you know, some of Robin's behavior, all of this, you know, chucking and jiving is for, she believes, is for Giselle, her producer. Back to Ultimate Girls Trip. Guys, you're just joining us. We're talking about Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Season 3, the trailer has dropped. It's on my Twitter if you are looking for the link. It looks good. Let me just highlight some of the things that stood out to me. I don't care about bad weather. Nope. I don't care what we're going. I hope they play that down. Editors, if you're watching, please, or someone link them. If you can make that minimal during this season. Yes, we understand you have to keep some of that in there because they're part of the show. But if you can keep that to a minimum, we would greatly appreciate it. That ruined Salt Lake City this season. We don't need a lot of that. I don't care. I don't care about their beef. And they waited so long to put this out. Some of the beefs that are happening, not that any of these beefs are over, because they're not. But some of these beefs, it's sort of like, oh my God, are we still talking about bad weather? Are we still talking about Giselle and Candiace and da-da-da? Well, at least with Candiace and Giselle, that's real recent. All right. Let me save this. Hold on. So some of the things that stood out to me in this trailer, Giselle and Candiace still beefing. Giselle and Portia, okay. Giselle and Portia, as you know, they did Bravo chat room together. I like that, we're doing a little, things a little bit differently. I think that we're doing things a little bit differently. We're getting confessionals together. Remind you, these two are, they're friends. And it'll be interesting to see their sort of interaction on this trip and their humor. It was refreshing. I'm going to say this. It was refreshing to see Portia. I'm glad we're not doing a Portia, centered show because I don't need that. It wasn't entertaining. But we do like Portia when she's amongst other housewives. You know what I mean? All right. So we get that. We also see, we just reported when I was telling you about Anna did an interview with Behind the Velvet Rope, Anna, formerly of the Real Housewives of Miami. And she revealed that what Dr. Nicole revealed, she had heard that also from Alexia. Apparently, Marisol confronts Alexia during this Ultimate Girls Trip about her telling people that her marriage is fake. But Marisol, your marriage is fake. Right? Your marriage is fake. It's not real. It's not legal. So technically it's fake, but I get it. You've been the bodyguard. You've been her lapdog. She should at least have some loyalty to you. You've protected Alexia a lot, even in this latest episode of The Real Housewives of Miami. So apparently they're going through all of that during this season. That will be interesting because they were recently together on Watch What Happens Live. So whatever happened during this trip, they will be able to navigate through this, which is great because they've been friends a long time. They really call each other best friends. I mean, I ain't never had a best friend like that, telling people that I have a fake relationship. No. Look, no. So one of the other things, because as you know, at this point when they go on this trip to Thailand, for those that are just joining us, we're talking about the trailer that dropped for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip 3 that's happening in Thailand. So one of the things that they also mentioned, so there's a battle between Candiace and Giselle. You already know, going into this trip, they don't see it for each other because of what Giselle did during this season that we just watched and recapped. So during a back and forth, did anyone notice if you watched the trailer that Giselle says, "I lied for you"? I lied for you? And this is part of the reason why, Candiace, people sort of give you the side eye because back in the day, you were riding with Giselle. You were riding with, these plotting and planning. So this is why people, they feel sorry for Chris, but they're like, but, Candiace was a part of the whole Monique situation too. So I thought that was interesting. But again, this is only a trailer, so we don't know what that's in reference to. What exactly did Giselle lie for her for and when? I'm interested. I'm more interested in this than Morocco yet. Yes, we've heard all kinds of things come out of Morocco, but I'm not that invested. This group of ladies, I already feel like this is going to be refreshing. I feel like season 4, we're getting a bunch of recycled same people. So I don't really love that, but give me a good trailer and then I'll move on. So let me think. What's the other thing that so rewinding back? So one of the other things that plays out in this, and I mentioned this before, is that we have Giselle accusing Lea and Candiace of larceny during this trailer. Like, what is going on? And I'm so shocked that they've been able to keep what's gone on Ultimate Girls Trip 3 under wraps the way that they have. But that's a damning accusation, Giselle. That is a damning accusation. But the trailer looks good. This season looks good. Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 3 will be premiering March 23rd on Peacock. They're not paying me, but at this point, run me a check. Run me a check. No, I don't care. Give us a discount code for our audience. That would be great. That would be fantastic, right? That would be great. I mean, maybe give me Peacock for free. Just saying. Let me see what you guys are saying. Mademoiselle says Giselle needs to go. I feel like what Giselle is doing is so dangerous. And we've seen this, and I keep telling you guys, the writing is on the wall for Giselle and this behavior. If they do not nip it in the bud, it's going to get really bad. Oh, sidebar. I didn't talk about Lea McSweeney. Lea is also there. You remember the little rumor that was out there that she, got kicked out of Thailand for bad behavior, but apparently she got sick. We see in the trailer she gets really, really sick. She also gets into a battle with Portia. I'm already team Portia. Look. Because you know how I feel about Lea. No, you already know how I feel about Lea. Oh, but they also talk about, we didn't get that season of Portia being confronted about the whole Fallon of the situation. And yes, I know what's been going on with Fallon. I'm not reporting on her anymore. She's good. We're good. We're good. But Portia is confronted about those rumors by Candiace, right? Candiace is the one who brings it up. She's confronted about, did you take this man from from his wife? So finally, we're going to address this on the show. Just not on Housewives, just not on, Atlanta. What do you prefer? Would you want it to be on Atlanta because you want Kenya to address it? You remember there was a little bit of a beef between Candiace and Portia because, Portia is friends with Monique. We shall see. I'm looking forward to it. And as I said before, for those that, just only pay attention to the thumbnail and don't realize that we usually insert some other things that we want to talk about. We were just talking about the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 3, which will premiere on Peacock March 23rd. And of course, we will be recapping it. So stay tuned for that. But let's get into the Real Housewives of Miami. Fire. Dun, 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 I have to say, that song is a little catchy. It doesn't even sound like Adriana. Oh, Adriana. So at the top of this episode of The Real Housewives of Miami, we are still at the beach and Adriana makes that analogy. We already know she's very much like Alexia, but even this analogy, I can't even stand behind Adriana. This analogy was ridiculous. And the fact that you wouldn't immediately, fall back and apologize, I don't blame Alexia for her response. I do not blame Alexia for her response because here's the thing. It's not like it was an accident and now, Frankie is back to where Frankie was before. No, Frankie is still dealing with the ramifications of his accident. And we all love Frankie. And we are all very protective of Frankie. So even if I understand what analogy you were trying to make, no. Say it in your head. Don't say it to people. Don't say it on television. Do not say it to his mother, who has to. Here's the thing that people don't take into account. Not only she's dealing with the ramifications of this accident that Frankie went through, she's also dealing with what's going to happen to Frankie when or if I'm gone. And now she's just starting to prepare him for his own independence. So this is something she's still dealing with. I know it's 11 years later, but she's still dealing with it because she's still there are still things that he's going through. There's still health issues as well. So, and everyone, Julia, in that moment, you could have been like, girl, if you were really friends with her, you'd be like, girl, just stop it. Don't go any further. But no, you lean in, and this is why I can't ride with Julia, because it's one thing to be a friend, a ride or die friend, and it's one thing to be a yes person for your friend. And that's exactly what she is in this moment. I know later on they have a conversation. She's like, you need to just apologize. Don't make excuses, blah, blah, blah. But what in the hell was Julia thinking by trying to pour ice on Marisol? What in the... What was that? And I know Marisol told you to shut the F up. I don't blame her. Because we all want to say that to you sometimes. Just saying. So Alexia says everything that I felt her passion. I felt her anger in that moment. I do not blame Alexia for saying the things that she said to Adriana because we've said it before. The life that you have is the life that you deserve. And look, she's like, my what did she say exactly? She said it's shattered and hold on, I got to look at my notes. At one point, Adriana says that, did I write it down? She said her foot, she says her foot was broken in 1,000 places. I can't. Girl, if your foot was broken in 1,000 places, you would not be on the beach right now. You would not be able to walk on it. The wheelchair, very apparent that this was all theatrics. Having a thespian moment, as Marisol pointed out. And this is why no one took you seriously. the accident did look bad, and it could have been worse. And there was definitely bruising. But you elevated to a point where they couldn't support you. They couldn't, have your back. But then you make this analogy about Frankie. And she's like, well, all it takes was one slip and I could have been, my foot, I could have lost my foot. And everyone's like, but you didn't. You didn't. And it was an accident. It's not like someone intentionally tried to hurt you. And then, excuse me, I'm the crocodile tears that she gives in the confessional. I'm alone. And here's the real deal. Here's the real deal. Yes, her foot is hurt and she is on her own. So that does mean there's no one at home to take care of her. But sometimes you got to take a look at yourself. What kind of person have you been in your life that you have no one, not even friends, that want to help and support you? Because Adriana, throughout the years, not just last season or this season, always comes from the left field. And you're like, why would you say something like that? Like this last week when she said to Marisol, your ex told me that he never loved you. What? Why? Why would you say something like that? Hold on, let me take a sip, y'all. Exactly. See, Breezy says it wasn't even broken. She said it could have been broken in 1,000 pieces. Oh my gosh, Adriana, I can't even ride with you this week. I can't. Not that I could ride with you last week. Just saying. Lee Armstrong says, Miami is the only housewife show I watch. Hold on. The other shows do not compare to Miami Housewives. It's definitely a good season. It's definitely a good season so far. Guys, we have almost 600 people watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, and on, of course, the YouTube channel. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Miami. All right. Let's move on. So they're at the beach, and Alexia is over Adriana. She cusses her out to all hell, and then they go into the water, and automatically I'm like, oh, here we go. But here's the thing. Alexia is like, yeah, I can't have dinner with her tonight. I don't know what you're going to do, Nicole. I think you should uninvite her. Already the mean girl behavior. But remember, before that, Adriana said something similar. Like, I don't know about, having dinner tonight. So that mean girl behavior is on both sides. Instead of them just saying, you know what, we won't have to talk about this. This is our last night. And it's 2 birthdays that we're celebrating. Let's not separate the group. Or what Adriana could have done is like, you know what, I'm sorry. But she doesn't even get to say, I'm sorry. She eventually sends Alexia a text message apologizing. And I know she says my bad in the text message, and this is why you should never communicate through text. If you notice throughout the episode, my bad is a phrase that Adriana uses a lot. So I don't really think she had malice. I don't think she had malice in her heart when she brought up Frankie. I really don't. But girl, the minute you said it and you saw Alexia's reaction, you should have been like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, but you kept on leaning into it. And yes, I'm still distracted by Larsa's braids. Come on, girl. I'm so distracted. Exactly. Mademoiselle says mean girls on both sides. Yeah, because, and that's the thing. When I rewatched it, I was like, oh, wait a second. Adriana said the same thing. She said something very similar. Patrice says, yeah, I also don't like the mean girl behavior at the dinner. Guerdy and Dr. Nicole realize they are filming a show after all. Yeah, we're going to get there. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Miami's 15th episode for season 5. It's called Line in the Sand. So the ladies do plot and plan this dinner, and poor Dr. Nicole, she's planning, this dinner, but now she has to separate the group, and she calls down to the hotel. Is any way that we can, have separate tables, but nearby each other? Yeah, one table's on the far end of this restaurant, and the other table's, on the other side. But before we even get to that scene, we have a scene with Lea Black. Lea Black is back. Lea Black is back, y'all. Hold on, oh, Lord, Lea. Lea Black is back. And she looks the same. Anyone surprised by that? It might be her skincare that she wanted to highlight on the show. Good for her. Good for her. I wonder if she just bypassed getting paid to be on the show and just wanted her product placement. I like the fact that there's a genuine friendship between her and Lisa, and I love everything that she said to Lisa in this moment. I love the little banter that she has with Lisa. Lisa, she's like, oh, she sees a mirror, and I know you don't eat any of these foods. You know, there are no crackers or anything like that. But these two have known each other for a long time. Remember when they were first introduced to each other? She didn't like Lisa, but they've remained friends. They showed the scene from the reunion last season where she was like, you know, Lea was there for me when we had the whole emotional affair, and they remained in contact with each other over the years. And I like everything that Lea said to Lisa, because I think that's what everyone is saying to Lisa, and everyone in the audience is saying to Lisa. But can you believe Lisa is saying to herself, if he begged me to come back, I might come back. And luckily, we know Lenny, who's trash, will not be begging her to come back. But I don't blame Lisa. I know a lot of people are like, why would she want to go back to him after he crossed the line? Because self-esteem, she's been with this man a long time, and now she has 2 children. It would have been different if they didn't have the kids. But they have kids. I get it. I'm not going to judge her for it. But I love everything that Lea said to her, because that's what Lisa needed to hear. She's like, no, he crossed the line. You will get through this. I'm not surprised that this happened, because he always had the power in this relationship. It wasn't an even, distributed in power of a relationship. So everything that she said is what we all think. Lisa, you have been supported like no other in every round, from the fans, from this cast, from people, former cast members. You have been greatly supported, except from Lenny's mom. We'll get there. We did find out in this conversation with Lea Black that Lenny bought a condo. He bought a condo. He's renting a condo while they fight over this battle. And she's like, I'm not going to be just moving out so that you can move this mistress into this house with my children. I don't blame her. Don't end up like Ashley Darby. Don't end up like Ashley Darby. That's pretty bad. Ashley, don't get the Ashley Darby prenup. I wonder what that prenup look like. She does have a prenup, Lisa. She does have a prenup. All right. So Lea does give her some advice. From what I heard, Lea also gave her advice like legally, but we didn't see that play out in this conversation. What was the other thing? That was a nice scene to see with Lea. I didn't expect to see it fit into this trip the way that they fit it in, but it worked, because I feel like we address a lot more of Lisa and what she's going through in this episode. So Adriana and Julia discuss what happened earlier in the day. And Adriana, this is where Julia says, you need to just apologize, just own it. What you said, you shouldn't have said it. But Julia is still saying that these girls are just so mean to her. She's a mother. She's a sweet person, blah, 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 blah. Girl, look, okay, whatever. I don't know if I believe that Adriana is a good person. Honestly, I'm being honest with you guys. I don't know if I think that Adriana is a good person. Do you guys think that Adriana is a good person? I don't think she's maybe evil like Giselle. But I don't know if I think that she's a good person. I do believe that some of the things that she says, she intentionally is saying to hurt people. Like Marisol, like Alexia. And some people might they deserve it. Woo, woo, woo. The Heather says, in the state of Florida, the kids give Lisa rights to the house, even though the prenup does not. Okay. All right. We shall see. We shall see. I'm sure she will eventually move out of this house. But right now, she's still in it. I really want, because at the end of the day, I do think that Lenny is trash. So I want Lisa to get more than what this prenup was allowing her. So I just hope that she's happy with the finalization of this divorce. We also keep in mind, this is all playing, when we see her conversation with Lea Black, remember, this is only a couple months after he says, I want a divorce, and this is all playing out in the media. This is only a couple of months. So her wanting to get back with Lenny or be open to it, I'm just like, okay, I understand. I'm not going to judge you publicly. All right. So Adriana and Julia have that conversation, and this is where Adriana in her confession, she's like, I didn't mean what I said. I didn't mean it like that. I wasn't trying to be malicious and da 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 da. And this is where she drops. She's like, she always brings it back to herself. She's like, I have no one. You know, my son's away at college. I'm the only one that takes care of him. I only have one more year of my alimony. Okay. Not her dropping tea. I only have 1 year left on alimony. How long did she have alimony for? When did they get divorced? I didn't Google schmoogle. Do we know? When did they get a divorce? Arrow says, Adriana disappointed me in this episode. Me too. She went too far. Miss Brooklyn Diamond says, I think Alexia and Adriana are the same. Agreed. And if she was on the inside, she would be picking on Nicole with them, just like she did to Karen in season 2 or 3. Yep. You're right. And maybe because she's not on the inside, that's why she's like, because that's literally what she's saying these last couple of episodes. I'm feeling as if, the friendship that we once had is not there. So that would have been interesting. That's a good point to bring up. Oh, I can't with Adriana. So we find out she only has 1 more year on her alimony. Hence why she's like trying to launch her music career and do all. Keep in mind, y'all, and producers, can we do this in the other Housewives show? Let's normalize telling a little bit more of a friend of's storyline. That way the friend ofs don't feel desperate so they can get some TV time. You notice how we have an episode where we're at a friend of's show. You notice that? We're at a friend of's show. We're seeing more of Adriana's story, and she's a friend of. So we should normalize that because I want to know more about Kiki, what Kiki's going through. Kiki made us laugh in this episode per usual. Kiki, she's the humor that we need. She's definitely the humor that we need. And happy belated birthday, Kiki. I don't know when this was filmed, but happy belated birthday, Julia. Okay. All right. Speaking of Kiki, Julia and Kiki's birthday at dinner. All right. Oh yeah, and Adriana said in her confession, I was using an analogy. Here we go with the analogies. I'm like, come on. Stop it with the analogies, people. Alexia will never get an analogy, especially if you're going to start it with her son. All right? And honestly, we all love Frankie, but even if she brought up Peter and made an analogy, leave them out of it. Leave them out of it. All right. So as you know, with this plotting and planning of this, birthday dinner that's supposed to happen because it's Julie's birthday, it's Kiki's birthday. But Alexia's like, I'm not eating with them. So they have separate dining. And this is where the conversation about, what group were they in high school? And Alexia's like, we're the cool table and blah, blah, blah. Oh, Alexia, you keep showing your skirt. Because this is part of the reason why she doesn't see it for Dr. Nicole. She believes that she's cooler than Dr. Nicole. She believes that the fans love her more than Dr. Nicole. She's like, I'm an OG. I'm a part of this. I've been a part of this since the beginning, blah, blah, blah. And people are not liking Alexia. But people are loving Dr. Nicole. So this is part of the reason why people do not like you, Alexia. It's this elitist mentality that people do not like from you. And then you lean into this in this episode. Like, this is the cool table and da-da-da. No, it's not. It's not cool to be a mean girl. Oh, thank you. Thank you for Miss Brooklyn Diamond. Miss Brooklyn Diamond got the information. She said her and Frederick were married for 11 years and divorced recently. So, so her alimony was only 2 years maybe? Or a year of alimony? Or no, I think she says a year left. So maybe it's like 2 years of alimony. Thank you, Miss Brooklyn Diamond. They were married for 11 years? Damn, time flew. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Wow. And so she only got a couple of years of alimony, which isn't bad. But what has she been doing? because she's very educated. Adriana, she speaks multiple languages. I wonder what she's been doing like for work. Wasn't she in like the art world? Yeah, she did something last season with the art world. I mean, Adriana, look, excuse me if I don't feel sorry for Adriana. I don't feel sorry for Adriana. All right. So we have the group is eating separately and they're having their side conversations. Guerdy and Dr. Martin feel like torn because they're jumping back and forth between both tables. And Julia's like, this is so terrible and da 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 da. At one point, the waiters bring out the wrong cake to the wrong table. Kiki's like, I do not look 50. She's like, do I look 50? No, you don't, Kiki. Maybe they thought they were bringing out the birthday cake for Alexia. I don't know. So at one point, they have the traditional dancers coming out and they're dancing. And Adriana, it's a miracle. She's standing up and she's dancing and she's on her own. That foot wasn't broken in 1,000 places. You did not need that wheelchair. If anything, you probably just needed crutches, maybe, because you didn't want to put pressure on it. But it was very clear, and everyone's looking at her too. The Mean Girls table is looking at her and like, look at her. She's lying. Lying. That's exactly what she's been doing. Lying. And being dramatic. Lying? Yeah, lying. And overly dramatic. The same thing. But, here's the thing. And maybe this is why I didn't find this scene very entertaining, because they were separated. For me, if I was the producers, I would have made them sit together. Because the whole Mean Girl separation, okay, that was cute for a hot second, but then it ruined this scene. I would have much preferred them sit at the same table and Alexia on one end is just being shady towards Adriana and not speaking to Adriana than them at separate tables. For me. Okay. Exactly. Riz says her analogy was pointless. Let me say thank you. We had a couple of super chats. Latasha, thank you so much for the super chat. Latasha said, oh, where's my thing? Oh, there we go. Getting to I'm setting up some new stuff in front of me, so it's a little different, y'all. Latasha says, hello, hi from the East Coast. I'm on the East Coast too. Hello, we're bi-coastal. For the love of Mia. Okay, Tay, thank you so much for the super chat. Tay says, I don't know who's worse, Giselle or Rinna. Tay, that's exactly what I was just saying. But I'm thinking after Ultimate Girls Trip, it will be interesting. Because if this is true, Giselle has a pattern. She has a pattern, and I think she might be worse. No, I think she's worse. The things that she accused Chris of and tried to do to other families before this, and now on this Ultimate Girls Trip is accusing people allegedly of larceny. She's worse than Rinna. Who would have thought? Miss Mocha, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Mocha says, Candiace had no problem with Giselle lying on other people until it came to her front door. Giselle isn't going to stop until somebody sues her. I mean, look, just saying. All right, y'all. Opie says, that wasn't even an It wasn't. It wasn't. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't an analogy. It was ridiculous. Exactly. Steve says the two tables were stupid. I agree. And I think for me, it ruined that scene. This is the last night on this trip, and for me, it ruined the scene. Riz says she's dangerous. Rita says right Kempire. C. Breezy says larceny. Yeah. Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape. Mademoiselle, thank you so much for the super chat. Mademoiselle says, I want to say I love your recap. I want to say I love your recaps. Perfection at its best. Thank you. Then shout out to Candiace. I'm obsessed with Candiace's Fine Wine song, Love Miami. Oh, I haven't heard it. I heard them mention it last night during the spaces. Hence why I got bags under my eyes tonight, because I was up till late listening. Love Miami. All housewives need to take a page from this season. Agreed, Mademoiselle. Thank you so much for the super chat. They did mention her new, I guess, a new single that they're going to be putting out. I want to take a listen to it. You know, I always give all the music a shot. All right. Wait, Monique is in the chat? Shut up. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. If you are a member of the channel, we will be doing a after show for members only, Team Kempire Royal Court members and Senior Royals after show. The link is available on our YouTube live chat right now. It's pinned. That will be happening at 1 p.m. Eastern for members only. Feel free to become a member at teamkempire.com/join. And this is where members will be able to call in and share their thoughts about the season overall. I know you all have been itching to talk about this season, so this is your opportunity. A lot of you were asking me to do this when we did our RHOP after show this past week. So if you missed that, members, be sure to check out that. We had callers then as well. Okay, let me take a sip. Sorry, I'm sipping in your ear. All right, let me move on. And like I said, I feel as if the separation during this last dinner ruined this was a great trip, and then it was ruined at the end. All right, Guerdy is planning a party, and Guerdy really plans a party, and she's planning this sort of like melting pot party for the group, and we get a glimpse at what she's planning. And one of the things that she's going to give to the ladies is their own individual neon sign of their name. And it's going to happen at the party, and then she's going to be able to gift it to them. And these aren't some chintzy looking, neon signs. They look like top quality. I love it. Guerdy. One day, when I'm not recapping Miami, I want you to plan a party for me. And I know you're probably going to... But no, I want all the flowers. I want all of it. And I want neon signs. I want it all. Guerdy's fashion. Do you guys notice Guerdy? I mean, all the fashions of Miami are interesting, and some are great, better than others. But shout out to Adriana. You've definitely turned it up this season as opposed to last season. From hair, makeup, and outfits. I liked her outfit at her music video party. But Guerdy, some outfits she was giving us in the Bahamas, I was like, yes, come on, Guerdy. So Guerdy's planning this party. I'm guessing this will be the final party. This will be the final party for the season. So that will be interesting. We're going to get to see Guerdy in all of her Guerdifiedness. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking forward for that. So we get a little glimpse of what's to come in regards to this party. And I think that's such a really great idea. And maybe we'll bring people together finally. From what we hear at the reunion, some things were not resolved. All right. Speaking of Adriana's music video party, so she has this music video party. She does invite all the ladies, but not all the ladies who come. So, of course, Marisol, Kiki, Alexia. Who else was there? Oh, Larsa did not go to the video music release party. They go to Marisol's house to have caviar with the caviar guy, who's yummy. Hey, yummy. The Miami men, although... Good looking. So they're tasting caviar and they're having a good time. And they're talking about the whole situation with Adriana. And Alexia says that she did send me a text to apologize. But then she says, my bad. Did I bring the text message over here? I don't think I did. Maybe I have it on here. I really want to read exactly what she said. But I don't think I have it here. It's okay. It's all right. But one of the things that Adriana says in this text message, she says, my bad. But if you pay attention to Adriana throughout the episode, she says my bad a lot. But here's the thing. When a text message, when you're apologizing via text, that doesn't translate well. That does not translate well. Foxy, the after party pin is literally pinned in the live chat. Do you not see that? Literally pinned. So back to this. Okay. So we have the music video party, and then we have this other separate party. And Guerdy breaks the news to Adriana. Yeah, they're having a separate situation. They're not coming. Lisa does come to the music video party, but I think she's coming there and she's spending a little time, and then she's going to go to Marisol's. So Adriana does ask Lisa to bridge the gap between the two of them. And I'm like, don't put that on Lisa. Lisa has enough going on. And Lisa literally says that. She's like, I need all my friends together right now. I'm going through a lot. Really? I don't know. I don't know if this should fall on Lisa. Annette, thank you so much for the super chat. Annette says, do you like Kiki choosing to go to Marisol's house? Well, here's the thing. Remember what happened at Adriana's music video. So her and Adriana are not necessarily in a good place, but they're not really playing that out, right now, because she's also a friend. That would be two friendos battling. And also, Larsa and Kiki are closer. So to me, it made sense for Kiki to go with Larsa to Marisol's. It just made more sense to me. But also, she doesn't like Kiki. Did we see Kiki in the video? I don't remember now. Oh, damn. Because remember, Kiki told the guy to take her out of the video. Was she in the video? Remind me, y'all. Remind me, was she in the video? So we see the music video. And the music video, I'm sorry. Come on. And I know they spent money to do this music video. I could have did better with my iPhone. What was this? I've seen independent artists do a better job with a music video on their own than what this director did with whatever props he has. From the models and the edit in the back, the song though I liked the song. Welcome to Oh, she was in the video. Kiki was in the video. I wish I could play the song for you guys. The song was kind of cute. The video was terrible. The video was terrible. I did not like the video at all. Janine says the video was low budget as hell. And I really thought maybe because Miami's your backdrop. But remember, now we're at Adriana's music video party. She's a friend of the show, and they're showing her party, and they're showing the music video. The song is good though, right? The song is not. I mean, it's not. Don't be tardy for the party. Oh, sorry, it's not that. But the song is catchy. It's catchy. I liked it, but I didn't like the video. I didn't like the video at all. Sorry. Can we do it over? Can we get a do-over? Sorry, director. That was terrible. You did not do yourself any justice. If this is your full-time job. Okay. Look, okay. All right. What else? What happened? So one of the other things that Marisol dropped. So Marisol says, it was one thing for Adriana to bring up her ex and her ex not loving her. And Marisol says that they met Adriana and her ex on an app called Bumble. And on Bumble, the man has to wait for the woman to reach out to him. So it was Adriana that reached out to her ex. Are we surprised? No. That's why I don't feel sorry for Adriana. The amount of times Adriana, these last couple of episodes, is like, I'm alone, I have nobody. There is a reason, Adriana, and I hate to say that, and I really hope and pray that you figure out a way to get support for yourself, especially through therapy. But there's a reason why your life is the way that it is. I agree with Alexia on that, but Alexia, tread lightly, because your mean girl behavior is going to show up in your life. Just saying. Dina says, boom, Adriana busted. Yeah. Deborah says, not surprised. Mademoiselle says, I love Adriana, but she is tricky. Yeah, I couldn't be friends with her. I couldn't be friends with Adriana. I couldn't be friends with Alexia either. Who could we be friends with? I could probably be friends with Kiki. I could probably be friends with Guerdy. I could probably be friends with Dr. Nicole, even though she's a Virgo. Sorry, Dr. Nicole. I could probably be friends with... Who else is on this cast? I could not be friends with Larsa. I'm sorry. I could never be friends with Larsa. Nope. I could even probably be friends with Julia. What the hell was Julia wearing at this music video party? She's messing up the whole Miami vibe. She's messing up the whole Miami vibe. Isn't she? All right. So we have this final scene with Lisa and Lenny's mom, Marina. So you remember that Lenny cussed out his parents and said he's never going to talk to them again. So apparently Lenny apologized to his parents and Marina forgives him. He's like, sometimes Lenny gets hot and then, he cools down really quickly. He apologized. And Marina has been supporting and being there for Lisa during this. But remember, Marina never really liked Lisa. So I felt like that was all convenient. And also because of the grandchildren. But then in this conversation, Lisa is just dumbfounded that Marina is making excuses for Lenny's behavior. She's making excuses for his behavior. You remember you went away for a weekend. You always had these girls around the house and da-da-da-da. Blaming Lisa, even though a lot of you agree with her on some level. But we have to remember, at the end of the day, Lisa, that's his mom. Even if he cusses her out, the loyalty will always be to blood. This is not the Gorgas or the Judices. This is a whole other situation. But part of me thinks not only that it's blood, does Lenny take care of his parents financially? I wonder because sometimes that plays an element too. But at the end of the day, regardless, that's his mom. So the loyalty will always be to Lenny and to Lenny's kids, not to you, Lisa. And even some of the things that Lisa was saying to the mom, I was like, why would you say that? That's still his mom. He's like, Lenny's not a good person. Yeah, I'm not going to say that to his mom, no matter even if the mom had just been cussed out by him, because that's still his mom. You say that to your girlfriends. You say that to us. And you're like, yup, he ain't no good. But I'm not going to say that to his mama, because when they are in a good place, as we see right now, she's going to defend him. That was, oof. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised that Marina was defending Lenny and making excuses for Lenny. Look, Marina, I get it. It's your son, but your son is trash. Your son is trash. Look, your son is trash. And we are over him. And I hope that Lisa gets a lot more than Ashley Darby is. Well, she already is getting more than Ashley Darby in this divorce. But I hope she gets even more. I mean, I would love it if she would get the house in the divorce. But that house is a lot of money, and I don't see her getting that in the divorce. And I also don't think she could afford to take care of it on her own. But I want her to get a 7-figure for the love of Sheree. No, I hope the best. I hope the best for Lisa in this situation. But Lisa, there is some truth in what Marina was saying. I hope that in this next chapter of your life that you focus more on love and not lifestyle. Let's be honest. Guys, how would you rate this episode? Let me see what the live chat is saying and how you guys are rating. Oh, yes, Miami. Miami's fire. You guys are rating this episode between 7 and 10 with 83% of the vote. Wow. That's incredible. Kiyomi says this episode, not yo. She says, yo, this episode was fire. I woke up this morning saying, yo. I don't know why. But guys, in the live chat, how would you rate this episode between 1 and 10? I want to know your individual numbers. I'm already seeing a lot of 8s. Sarah says 11. I'm seeing a 9. I probably would rate this episode a 9 as well. Even though I want to rate it as a 10, I'm going to give Miami's season so far a 10, but I'm going to give this episode a 9. It's been a good season. I'm thinking by next week we should get a trailer for the Real Housewives of Miami reunion. So stay tuned for that, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We will be going live on our members only live for taking callers and things like that. So if you would like to become a member, head on over to TheKempire.com/join. Become a member. The link for that live is available in the YouTube live chat pinned at the top. Let me know if you guys can see that. Mocha says a 9.66666. That's too many sixes. Phyllis says, new to the channel. Love it. Thank you so much, Phyllis. We appreciate you being here. I love when we are getting all kinds of new faces. Also, guys, stay tuned. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, because I will let you know once those podcast interviews that I did yesterday are available. I'm just kikiing with some of my fellow content creators talking about all things pop culture, all things reality TV. So stay tuned for that. Some of those things should be coming out soon. So I will keep you posted on that. Shout out to our members of the channel. Shout out to our King's Guards, aka our moderators. We could not do this without them. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What else did I want to say about this episode? Anything else? No, I think I'm good on the episode. We'll talk more about it on our members only live show. Linda, thank you so much for the super chat. Linda says, I like that they showed Lea. I miss her. I liked it too. Will Lea be coming back full time? I don't know. I mean, there's real friendships happening. There's real friendships that are there. So it felt natural. Didn't feel out of place for her to have this conversation with Lisa. So we shall see. I think the audience has a mixed reaction to Lea, but we shall see. I do know that Lea is not getting along with any of the other ladies. Because you remember when Lisa mentioned her at the reunion, they had a visceral reaction. They were like, oh my God. But Lea has been a good friend to Lisa. So maybe we'll get another appearance from her next season. Maybe maybe she doesn't want to. She's busy. She came on this episode and she had product placement. So I was like, all right, girl, get your check. All right. Jesus says, no, why should she settle for less the second time around now that now she has to get a man with more money than Lenny? Why can't she have both? And if she does well in this divorce, maybe she doesn't need the money. Just saying. We shall see. I mean, Lisa still looks great. Lisa still looks great. So, I mean, we shall see. We shall see. I'm sure in the next season of the Real Housewives of Miami, we'll see Lisa finally dating. So that will be interesting. Lisa, just stay away from Lenny. Because Lenny, once the things fall apart with that other lady, I could see him trying to woo you back. I could see that. And why is he still coming to the house? Oh, because he wants to make sure he knows what's going on in the house. God forbid you bring a man up in the house. Oh, Lenny, you're trash and your karma is coming. Guys, thank you so much for being here for our recap of the Real Housewives of Miami. Thank you to everyone watching on TikTok as well. TikTok, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the long form content like this. And guys, be sure to follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at TheKempire on all platforms, at Kempire Daily on all platforms, and at Kempire Radio. Be sure to subscribe to our Kempire Radio podcast as well. I'm going to try and work on an episode today to get that to you guys. But you know, we have our after show and I have another video that I need to do. So stay tuned for that. Everyone, have a great rest of your afternoon. Members, I will see you in our members only after show. This show is all about you and your thoughts about the season of the Real Housewives of Miami. So become a member today, guys, if you haven't already. The link is in the Kempire Daily YouTube live chat. And if you haven't voted in the poll on how you would rate the episode, be sure to vote. I'm going to end that in a second. Guys, and if you would like to become a member, quick, easy way to do it. If you're watching on your computer, click the join button or head on over to teamkempire.com/join. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Have a great rest of your Friday. It's a windy day here in New York City. Like the wind is whipping. I can hear it from inside the studio. But at least it's not snowing and at least it's not a blizzard. Shout out to California. Shout out to Erica Jane. Girl. Stupid. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Don't forget to like the video. We have how many people in the building? We have over 700 people in the building, but we only have 300 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get to 400 likes. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but your channel and other channels as well. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the cash apps, VENMOs, PayPals, Cameo requests. Don't forget, I'm on Cameo, guys. I will see you all later. Members, I will see you in the after show. All right? Everyone have a great rest of your day. Let's get out of here.
It's been way too long, I've been building walls around me. Keep my distance so you never know too much about me. Trying to keep you out cause I love my safe space. But the problem is I never looked into my own face. Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? We let it go, will we hold it aside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will we hold it aside? cost you more than what you realize. When you let it go, you hold